Hey guys, how's it going? Matt with the JaYoe Vlogs. We are in Inner Mongolia at a very interesting place. The trees around us are a variety of trees called Huyang. Huyang are a very unique and special tree. They're one of the few trees that can grow in the arid and sparse environment of Inner Mongolia here. If you're outside of this Huyang forest, it's pretty much all small shrubbery. So these trees are very old, very unique, and they utilize the lack of moisture in a way that allows them to survive here. So we're here with a group of people. We're actually going to learn a little bit about the trees, and I'll try to interpret for you. But the guardian of the trees is here, and she lives around this forest and traverses this forest in order to make sure that it stays here for future generations, because I mean, I gotta guess it wouldn't take much to light these trees up and have this whole thing go up in flames. But yeah, Huyang.
Yeah. To check if this what is it, bugs?
Little bugs.
Yeah,
Bugs.
little bugs.
So her job is to make sure that these trees don't that they're healthy.
Yeah. Stop the.
I thought it was maybe forest fires. She was trying to keep away people from coming here and.
No, her job, her responsibility is to like kill all the bugs, all the worms in the tree.
Okay. Cool.
这就是胡杨树，这个也是胡杨树，这个
这是胡杨树。
That's a tree.
这是对，这个都是它的根裂苗。
That's a small one.
它这个大树，它是
How old is that?
Oh, that's the root.
这个多大? Oh, that's a root. That's one of these.
是这个的根裂出来的苗，根裂苗。
Sort of like bamboo. Bamboo does the same thing.
Yeah. So like this type of tree only grow in 3 places in the world. One is here in Mongolia. Another is in Xinjiang. The third is in the Sub-Sahara.
How did it get from Africa to here? Was it transferred over the Silk Road, maybe?
She doesn't know how it only in those places, but those places share similar geographic conditions, like the
soil
desert.
content and
Yeah, so maybe it's the
place.
yeah.
I thought trees were both sexes.
Yeah, but this one, Huyang, has 2 genders.
Wow.
Like maybe for us, it's not it's not easy for us
目
to
前是不
tell.
太好吃饭啊。
Yeah, like for example, maybe the female bloom earlier, the male later, and then also inside the flowers a little bit different. But like the experts like her can tell.
Wow.
And the leaves is different. When they're babies, they have that kind of leaf.
Yeah, it looks almost like bamboo.
Yeah. But then when they grow into adults, and then their leaves turn into like the palm shape.
Now, how large is this area? How large is this forest?
我们这个胡杨林大概有多大呀？
我们这胡杨林有44万亩。
44万亩。44万。
44,000.
44,000 acre.
440,000.
Yeah,
44万.
Yes.
Yeah, 440,000 acres. Do you have any wildlife outside of small animals? Do you have anything that lives here amongst the trees, like deer or goats?
野鸡，
Rabbits.
Chicken.
还有野鸭，就是咱 对，它在这个里面有孵化，就是要繁殖。
Because I see these footprints. These are animals.
啊，这是这个地方也有些，也有野兔，也有
This is poop.
羊，
Yeah.
羊，山羊。
Yeah, some animals poop.
How long have you been doing this?
您做这个多长时间了呀？
我从事这个工作29年。
29年，29 years.
Holy moly. Getting close to retirement.
你看，刚不是雌雄，你看这个就是雌
Oh,
猪，
yeah, yeah.
哦
这是
，female.
已经有种子了啊！你看，那是花结上种穗了。
Oh. Trees without those seeds? A male.
Oh, okay. So that's a female.
Yep.
That's a chick. She's hot.
这个胡杨是它的。
Check out that body, baby. Ooh, look at the curves. Oh boy. I'll buy her a drink. This is the first time you've ever seen somebody hit on a tree.
They are strong. You see, like even the shape.
Yeah,
like
broke.
they broke, but they still can grow like into such a large size.
So this broke a long time ago.
这应该是很早之前就断了的吧？
很早
对吧
之前都断了。
Yeah, it's like if you
就这个样子，它上面还照样还活得还挺好。
Oh, look at that part, that branch.
Yeah.
Yeah, she says like if tiny bit of this tree leaves on the ground, it will grow into another.
Produce
Yeah.
roots. What caused this? Wind, maybe, or a storm?
一年14天。
14天的沙尘暴。
沙尘暴 sandstorms like it,
Yeah.
here you know
Yeah.
the wind is very strong like 14 days
Yeah.
sandstorms every year 大风
大风
big wind 48 days every year
Oh wow! And what about rain? How much rain do these
那
trees
雨
get?
呢咱这雨
雨我们这降雨量是特别小，降雨量
relative
平均降雨量是，年均降雨量是37毫米。
年均
年均37毫米，
37
但是蒸发量相当大，3800。
哦
年
what
均蒸
what
发量3800。
wow like the rain 37 mil
Millimeters every year.
every year
Yeah.
but 蒸发量是多少3000多
3800。
我 they
3800。
3800
对
like the
Evaporation.
evaporation
Yeah.
yeah they lose the water it's like
So you lose 3,800 millimeters, but they get 30.
3,800 but they
Yeah.
get like 37 millimeters.
Holy moly!
Yeah.
That sounds like a losing equation.
对对，让鸽子高兴。你看，这个就是红杨的这种虫害。
Oh,
小白网
worms.
的
虫
eggs.
对，小白网虫。
First, those worms will eat the leaves, of course,
Yeah.
but they also produce some honey.
Oh.
The honey gradually they will cover the tree, so the tree won't breathe. Yeah.
Can't breathe. Are those worms a new thing? Is that like a new kind of pest, or is it something the trees have been dealing with forever? And how much of the forest has been destroyed because of them?
这种虫害是一直都有吗？还是
一直都有，
一直都有的。
一直都有
Always.
本地
Yeah.
的本地害虫。
那就是有
它
这
就是随这个树种，这个树在有树的地方，它的寄主就是黄杨植多嘛，就不会。
if they don't deal with it, the leaves won't turn to the golden yellow in autumn.
So what can you do to prevent the worms? Is there a pesticide, or is it just trimming up the places? You have to find them visually. What's the deal?
Like they will observe or check regularly. If they have some worms, but it won't affect too much,
Okay.
they will just leave it, let the tree deal with it
Yeah.
naturally. But well, if they see it will grow, it will become disastrous.
Yeah.
They will take some actions like spray some medicine.
Pesticides. So this area is not only experiencing a lot of heat and very dry that the trees have to work against, but it's also very windy. So like almost 10% of the year it's blowing at such a gale that a lot of these trees end up buckling under the pressure, like this branch here. But they're also fairly robust, obviously, to live here. And even if the branches break off, they can actually grow from the broken branches that end up falling. Not all of them, as a matter of fact. I can see a bunch of branches over here that I don't think are going to be standing again. But another thing that this area experiences a lot of is sandstorms. And you got to imagine with heavy gales, you'll end up having a lot of sand. And so these trees, holy moly, they're survivors, right? They're sandblasted, they're wind blasted, they're starved of water, they're, beaten up by worms, they're sustaining the heat. I mean, you couldn't deal any more blows to an animal or a creature or a plant and expect it to live, but these guys do. Pretty amazing. JaYoe. These are like JaYoe trees. JaYoe trees. JaYoe, my brand, is about like adding fuel to life, trying to add whatever you can to survive, just taking whatever strengths you have and amplifying them until you succeed, or succeed to a level that you're happy. Like, it's not even just about succeeding, it's about pushing the limits, but using what you have. The yo means oil, and Ja means to add oil. These trees are like every day, like JaYoe. We can do it, JaYoe. We know we got the world is stacked against us, but JaYoe, we're gonna do it. These trees are actually a euphemism or an example that we can use for strength, right? All that the world deals you will survive. You'll get through. You got to look at the positives and exemplify them. There must be some animals around here because there are some There's a lot of fur that's being rubbed off on these trees. The lower sides. It's got to be some sort of animal fur. Did they tell you anything that interesting while I was flying my drone?
They tell me, wow, you are such a beautiful lady. Your eyes are so pretty.
Oh, that's what they say. Yeah. Why does everybody say that when I'm not around? They always have that conversation with you. So like I said, the female trees have these. This already fell, so I didn't want to go up there and grab any because, I don't want to break any branches. But these seed pods, these are the these shows there's a female tree. It's kind of odd to me. I thought trees were asexual, but very interesting. I wonder if they chopped this branch off. Actually, you could see the end right here. But I wonder if they chopped it off because it was. Why did they cut this branch off? This has a bunch of seed pods on it.
So this is like, of course, they cut it out to investigate, to see the worms. When they do the investigation, they will bring the microscope. Microscope. Yeah, microscope.
如果虫口密度特别大的时候，它这个正反面都是会生成虫蝇，是生物的那
So
存在
when it got bad, it will covered by this. Will stop the.
So this is just the beginning.
Yeah, so it's okay. It's not too much because they will let the ecosystem to deal with all this by themselves. But when they see they cannot deal with it, if it's covered by this kind of worms, it will stop the leaves to getting the sun, like absorb the sunshine. So they will take some measures. So it's like if you see this, it's a little bit too late to spray. Any medicines, or because it's covered, it's inside the leaves. Yeah. So like they should take some action before
it gets to that point.
Yeah.
What about these? These are after the flowering or before the flowering?
什么？这是开花前，开花后。
这是开花后的种子。
开花后。
这个种子，
after the
这个
flower.
对，它这是几月份？这个6月底7月初，7月初种子就开始飞扬了。你看这是。
7月 in July, so all these will fly in the
就
air.
开始飞扬。
Make everybody cough.
是这样的种子。
What color is the flower?
它的花是什么颜色啊？
它的花是紫红色。
紫红色 like purple.
Now these trees are really well suited for this area. Do you have any plans to like seed these and grow them so that they kind of keep the soil together in other places? Like this seems like a really powerful erosion prevention plant. I'm curious, is it just in this area or are you looking to expand, send these seeds all over the area?
有在哪？
有，我们现在目前不是人工林嘛，人工造林。
Reforestation.
Yeah. Reforestation. They are doing this right now.
人工林
还是这个城市对吧？In the west.
也不远，
In the west of this city. 那以后还会就是说在其他的一些城市、省份去在哪里？
省份现在目前从我们这里出苗这个造林的就有咱们内蒙的巴音淖尔嘛，巴音淖尔嘛。
巴彦淖尔 ，We just came from 巴彦淖尔，我们刚来的。So like in Xinjiang, Gansu provinces, like this western, 河西走廊 is like this part. They all have this tree, but it's just like individual trees separate. Only two parts have this massive forest. One is here, one is in Xinjiang.
And so they're trying to grow more of these sorts of forests? Is that
It's mainly now starting from this city. They're growing this forest across the city. They're trying some other cities, but not in this massive scale.
So China's doing like some really, really incredible things with botany and reforestation. A lot of China's land is arid and dry a lot. Doesn't grow much. As a matter of fact, just recently there was huge sandstorms that blew over and coated Beijing, that was blowing sand even from here in Inner Mongolia all the way over to Beijing, which is a vast distance. So it's to China's benefit to try to hold the soil together in the best way possible. And they have done so in spades in many places. In fact, some of the biggest reforestation efforts in the entire world are happening here in China and India. Like incredible. It'd be something actually I'd like to cover. It's a very, very interesting topic. If you can turn deserts into forest, the possibilities are honestly limitless, because not only are you holding the soil together and keeping sandstorms down, but once you have trees, the temperature comes down, and you allow a place for moisture to collect. And if their land doesn't have a lot of moisture in the first place, these trees would be really important because they utilize the minuscule amount of moisture that this area produces in the first place. This would be really interesting, to see forests like this, although although with the winds and everything, I do see a lot of wreckage from the trees, and I could see these be somewhat of a fire hazard as well. As a matter of fact, if you look down, you can see, I mean, you can hear that sound. Very dry, you know. Actually, it's hard to tell the age. See, I'm gonna make it mine. See, Jing Jing just told me this fact, and I'm gonna repeat it, but I'm gonna repeat it like I know it, like I was smart, but really she was smart, but don't listen, don't listen. Anyways, just like I learned like many years ago, because I'm a wise man, these trees, you can't really tell the age of them because they have layer after layer of bark that kind of coat them, and so it's kind of hard to tell. And as you'd normally tell a tree's age from the rings that extend from the center on the out, these trees are all hollow on the inside. So they don't even have a core that you can measure the rings from. Not only that, but though they're so windswept and sandblasted over time that I gotta imagine that the layers end up getting maybe sleuthed off over time. So it's kind of hard to tell. A lot of these trees could be over a century old, but who knows? So you can tell the sex of the tree by the fruits here on the top, or you can tell it by its genitalia. This tree has right, Jing Jing? It's very scientific.
I don't want to talk to you.
Here we are in the Huyang forest, one of only 3 existing in the world. Inner Mongolia, Xinjiang, and Africa. These trees reach to the sky in search of water with none to be found. These trees thrive in the most inhospitable environment. Yet they do indeed survive, a testament to the power of nature and the resilience of the plants that reside on it. Okay, I know. I just like to use my Attenborough when I see natural environments like this. It's interesting. So these trees actually kind of have to regulate themselves because it's so dry they probably get a lot of minerals. That's salts and all sorts of sort of like minerals. And so they excrete the minerals through their bark, through pores like this. You'll see them like these sort of tears.
These are all the dried minerals that it removes from the system.
Excretes.
你可以尝尝这个，那个
You
你
can
别
eat it.
尝了。这个可
So don't do it. Don't do it. Otherwise you will poop for the next few days.
Oh yeah, it's salty. Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
she said in the old times people actually add some of
本地人拿
that
这个
to make like
Foods and stuff.
mantou.
过去拿这个做埋头，拿这个洗衣服、洗头，
Really? Even wash their hair, wash their clothes?
还可是拿这个能洗头，能做衣服。
China sometimes surprises me with these types of things. This is a very, very alien landscape. As a matter of fact, look at these trees. They're so small. They're just off the ground. There's some big, big fish. Look at them. You can see their dorsal fins. That's one right there. What are those things? Yeah. I was a little bit wondering what they wanted. You could sit here all day and just like play games, picking birds out. He must be hot.